Hey guys, and welcome to another how-to video. Today we're going to be talking about how to correct an an overexposed photo. On the right you can see pretty clearly that I probably should have used a higher aperture, or this is actually a little bit of a funny one. I mean, my Nikon I kind of just smash away, and sometimes I forget that I'm using my Nikon, and I go a little bit crazy. And with 50 mils, you can often, if you bring the aperture way too low, it's really easy to accidentally underexpose or overexpose your images. Usually the overexposing. Anyway, so I'm just going to tweak this photo up. I mean, this is kind of what the photo looks like beforehand. As you can see, we've got this really overexposed. It just doesn't look very good. And I need to edit this up. So the first thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of contrast, which will just bring down the overall kind of, oh god, I probably should have shot this with a higher f-stop. And then I'm just going to bring down the exposure just a tiny bit, and bring down the highlights a bit, the shadows just a tiny bit. I don't actually want to mess around with the blacks, I don't think. I'm just going to bring down the whites a little bit. Now, obviously, you can go two ways with this. You could maybe raise the... Because we've got this really nice kind of depth of field on this photo, as you can see. A lot of this is in focus. The back is obviously very much not so much in focus. So, I mean, I'm quite happy with that as it is. But I'm actually just gonna bring down the vibrance a little. Just to give the photo a bit of depth, at least I feel. Just a little bit of saturation to bring out that red there, and these cables here. And just bring the colour down a bit. And yeah, I'm really happy with that level of contrast. Maybe just a little bit lower. And that's kind of how you can correct an overexposed picture. The best way is to obviously play around with the exposure. I really recommend using contrast to try and distinguish, because I mean there's nothing wrong with having lots of light in a photo. I mean in this, as you can see, the original was quite overexposed, and we obviously had this big haze of white light all over the place. But at the moment we just got this really clean line and it looks nice. I mean the only thing that I'd probably change is just bringing these more into line and just a little bit less shadow. And I think that that looks much better compared to the original, which I'm just going to actually drag in here if I can remember which one it was. I've completely lost it. Here we go. So the original. So this is the original I'm opening up, and the post-corrected one. So, like I say, play around with the contrast a lot, and you'd be really surprised as to what you can achieve. And as well as playing around with the exposure settings and the white, the black, saturation, and trying to bring out any color that you feel you might have underexposed in the first shot. I mean, like as you can see in this, it's almost like there's a blanket over it. There's no, it's not necessarily a bad photo, but the actual picture feels really flat. And by adding contrast, you can see how everything stands out a bit more. And that's pretty much the simplest way. Again, this is a product. So I might do a few different ones on how to correct different scenes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.